Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers throughout the day, otherwise cloudy with a high around 47. Tonight, a chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy, a low around 31. And tomorrow, we'll see rain and snow likely throughout the day. It'll be breezy too, with a high around 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utilities direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
This is a presentation of high school basketball on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. High school basketball broadcasts are presented by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Members Owned Credit Union, Sunbelt Rentals, Jimmy John's, Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office, Lincoln Family Chiropractic, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Teammates Mentoring, and Play It Again Sports. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Welcome into day number 2 from Pinnacle Bank Arena right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. As we saw Class D1 and Class A action on Thursday, it's now time for Class D2 to tip things off here this morning before we turn our full attention in the afternoon and evenings to Class B action, as Jake and the guys just talked about a moment ago as they wrapped up their show. Appreciate those guys. Appreciate Jake Bachhoven back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios pushing all the buttons. We got a good one on tap right out of the gates here. Number 1 seed in Class D2, the Shelton Bulldogs coming in with their 25-1 record going up against the 18-8 overall, the 8-seeded Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons. Once again, Nick Sainert joining you. Jay Foreman will join me for our second game of the day and the rest as well. So we are underway, though, as we'll get to starting lineups in just a moment. Shelton wins the tip. They have the basketball working left to right, wearing their home white jerseys here in the first Class D2 game of the tournament, as all 8 D2 teams yesterday had the day off. A little bit more of an advantage playing on day 1 of the tournament, just because then if you are victorious, you have an off day before you have to play on semifinal Friday. And so these teams that we'll talk about and see today, the winners, at least, they do not get that luxury, as it's a interception on the inbound pass. Wilcox-Hildreth going back the other way, as they will have the basketball working to the basket to my left. And right now, Madison Bunger has it for Wilcox-Hildreth, who passes it off to Cheyenne Lieb. Lieb stuck in no man's land, bounces it into the elbow, kicks it out. Mid-range jumper on the way, no good off the back iron on an attempt by Kara Bunger, and the defensive rebound collected by Shelton. We'll get to the rest of the starting lineups for Wilcox-Hildreth in just a moment, but here Shelton, they'll try a three-pointer from the left wing, misses it badly, but the offensive rebound after a long shot bounces out to the perimeter, and it's controlled by Shelton on offense once again. As Shelton, same try from the same spot, unable to connect here as Wilcox-Hildreth takes the defensive rebound. Ellie Morgan on the attempts there for Shelton, as she's 0 for 3. Now here is the Falcons. Falcons of Wilcox-Hildreth, just their third state tournament appearance of all time, as they have it top of the key. Wilcox-Hildreth, the Falcons, wearing powder blue uniforms with white striping down each side. Down in the lane, getting triple teamed as Wilcox-Hildreth may have gotten away with the travel, did Madison Bunger. She's going to take a shot and a floater and get fouled on the play and go to the line to shoot two. Okay, let's get you rolling with starting lineups while we have a pause in the action. Let's start first for Wilcox-Hildreth, since they're on offense and they're at the free throw line. As I mentioned, 18-8 on the season. They played Shelton earlier this season and lost 42-28. They're going to start a 5'5" junior, number 1, Cheyenne Lieb, a 6-foot senior, number 10, averaging 8 points per game, Kara Bunger, a 5'6" sophomore, Madison Sheen, number 24, a 5'11" senior, Caitlin Bunger, and number 32, a 6-foot senior forward, Madison Bunger. As Bunger, she goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and it's 1-0 Wilcox-Hildreth here early on. For Shelton, 25-1 on the season. Fun fact about the Shelton Bulldogs, they lost the first game of the season, but then were able to rattle off 25 straight wins. And a big part of that may have just been getting off of the volleyball season, where they won a state tournament in Class D2. So volleyball players now coming over and playing some basketball games. On the right side here, as it's 2-1 Shelton, Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball. They bounce it inside to the block. Here's Bunger trying to go up strong with it, and she's going to be fouled. Going right back to the line is number 32, Madison Bunger, where she went 1 for 2 on the last trip, and she's going to get 2 more cracks at it from the charity stripe. For the Shelton Bulldogs, a crazy situation for them, led by head coach Jeff Tober. It's their third state tournament appearance in school history. They were the runner-up in Class D1 back in 2022, and they missed the state tournament in basketball in 2024, but we're here in 2023. For the Shelton Bulldogs, I mentioned they lost their first game of the year to Elm Creek, who beat them 56-54 in game number 1. But then the remaining 25 games of the season, Shelton won by double digits every single time. And so all 25 wins have come by more than 10 points. And so Shelton, used to some cruising, comfortable victories. We'll see if that's the case today against Wilcox-Hildreth. Wilcox-Hildreth has a 3-2 lead, but a three-point shot on the way for Shelton, unable to go. Rebound tipped around. It's going to be controlled near the half-court line by the Shelton offense, and they'll have another crack at it offensively. On the left side, it's Aaron Gregg. Now to number 10, Susanna Cheney. Back to Gregg. Gregg cross-court pass as Morgan has it for Shelton. Shot up and unable to connect. Offensive rebound number 2 on this possession down the floor, as a tough contested shot put up by Aaron Gregg, the junior forward, will not go for Shelton. And here comes Wilcox-Hildreth. On the right side, Wilcox-Hildreth, the Falcons have it at the top of the key with Bunger. Now left side on the wing, right in front of us to Cheyenne Lieb. Lieb passes into the near corner, and now back to the top of the key for the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons. On the left side, passes top of the key near the logo. Now left wing, here is Cheyenne Lieb. She gets double teamed. Man-to-man defense here for Shelton defensively. Three-pointer opportunity on the way, and drains it by number 12. That is Madison Sheen, the 5'6" sophomore who averages just 3 points per game, has tied her average on the year with a trifecta here with 4.5 to go in the first quarter. It's 6-2 Wilcox-Hildreth. Shelton, the number 1 seed, they have the basketball. Working to the basket to my right here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Shelton and Wilcox-Hildreth. Shot fake at the top of the key. Now the kick it to the corner. 3-ball on the way. And that one is good by Aaron Gregg from the far corner. She drained it right in front of the Wilcox-Hildreth head coach, Cody Whipkey. And he just had his hands in his pockets and looked down and disappointment as his defense allowed that trifecta to go. It's 6-5. Wilcox-Hildreth leads by a single point as we are halfway through the first quarter of play at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We have 6 games on tap, 6 more games on tap, that is. Today, as Wilcox-Hildreth and Shelton here at 9 a.m., 10:45, it'll be Dorchester and Silver Lake. And then Class B action will kick us off with Scott and the 8-seeded Norris Titans shortly after 1 p.m. An entry pass down low, trying to get it into Wilcox-Hildreth's post, and number 4, Cameron Bunger, unable to do so. And it's a turnover for Wilcox-Hildreth as it'll be an inbound pass coming up for Shelton. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go. First quarter, 6-5, Wilcox-Hildreth over the Shelton Bulldogs. Shelton able to break the extended defensive pressure that Wilcox-Hildreth presented them with. Now on the left side here is Shelton. Top of the key, it is number 10, Susanna Cheney. Cheney throws it left side, and number 22, Gracie Willis, the 5'6" sophomore, drains a trifecta from the left wing. It's now 8-6 Shelton with 3:24 to play in the opening quarter. Up the right side, now down low into the elbow, looking for help is Bunger. She almost got it poked away, gets it out to Lieb. Cheyenne Lieb into the near corner, back to Bunger. Bunger of Wilcox-Hildreth has it on the left wing, entry pass on the block, off the glass, and then we got a tie ball game on a nice shot off the glass by Kara Bunger, the 6-foot senior. We're all knotted up at 8 apiece here. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter between Shelton and Wilcox-Hildreth. Up the floor goes Shelton. They have the basketball. Ellie Morgan passes it out to Susanna Cheney. Cheney left side to Gracie Willis, who just hit a 3 a moment ago. She has it on the left wing. She'll pop a 3 again. That one misses everything. Way too strong on that 3-point attempt from the Shelton guard, Gracie Willis. Up the floor it goes. Wilcox-Hildreth now turns it over on a pass that was over the head of the intended receiver down low in the paint, number 24, Caitlin Bunger. And so Wilcox-Hildreth with another turnover on the second turnover in the last 3 possessions for them. And they will give it right back to the Shelton Bulldogs. A couple substitutions, one for Wilcox-Hildreth. Madison Sheen checks back in for Bunger. Now on the left side here is Shelton, also into the game, Macy Willis for the Shelton Bulldogs as this pass bounces out of bounds directly in front of us as it was tipped around a couple of times. It's going to stay with the Shelton Bulldogs, though, so we'll stay on this side of the floor. Shelton with some Jordan brand uniforms with their white with blue letters and numbers, says Shelton across the chest. Here, Shelton on offense on the right side. They throw it cross court to Ellie Gregg. Gregg has 1 3-pointer on the day today. So does Gracie Willis, who has the basketball. She tries to get it inside, able to do so. Shot blocked from behind by Wilcox-Hildreth. The number 24, Caitlin Bunger, was able to swat it out of the way of number 33, Macy Willis, for the Shelton Bulldogs. On the left side, here is Wilcox-Hildreth. Passing it to the right wing, now into the far corner, right in front of Shelton's bench. It's the Falcons going to work on offense. 1:57 to play in the first quarter. Still 17 seconds on the possession for the Falcons of Wilcox-Hildreth. Working on offense, here's Bunger on the left side block, and she gives Wilcox-Hildreth the lead, 10-8, with 1:45 to play in the first quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth doing a nice job offensively, dishing it around, getting it into the post where they have a little bit of a size advantage right now with the current lineup that Shelton has on the floor, and they're able to make their presence known in the paint. On the left side, it's Ellie Gregg. Now pass inside to the elbow, back out top as Willis shoots it. Shot blocked from Bunger from the side. Willis is slow to get up. She looks a little tired here as Wilcox-Hildreth has numbers. 5-on-4. Bunger jump shot left side, just missed off to the right a little bit, and we have a foul on the rebound as this quarter has gone by in the blink of an eye. 1:13 to go in the first quarter. That's just the 3rd foul that was called in the quarter. The first team foul on Wilcox-Hildreth. And so Shelton will have the basketball. 1:13 to play. Shelton currently on a scoring drought that spans over 2 minutes and 20 seconds of play. But right now, Ellie Gregg with 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting. She had that 1 3-pointer to get Shelton going offensively. Then Gracie Willis had a 3 of her own. But as a team, Shelton shooting 27% from the field here through the first quarter compared to Wilcox-Hildreth shooting 60% from the field, 3 of 5 shooting. Cross-court pass as Shelton breaks the full-court defense of Wilcox-Hildreth. On the right side, here's Gracie Willis. Willis throws it into the elbow, trying the inside-out game, unable to get anything going. Now a three-point attempt by Ellie Gregg, and she hits another one. Ellie Gregg from the same spot right in front of Wilcox-Hildreth's bench. And it's 11-10 Shelton with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Bunger. Bunger at the free throw line, kicks it out left side to Johnson. Now a mid-range jumper, misses it badly on the attempt by Wilcox-Hildreth and number 10, Kara Bunger. And up the floor we go with Shelton. Willis, Gracie Willis with it, top of the key. She gives it off to Cheney. Cheney back to Willis. Trying a cross-court pass is out of reach of the intended player down court, and that they were trying to get it to number 13 for Shelton, Casey Tompkin, unable to do so as they tried to just throw it over the top. We've seen that a lot in the first day and now a quarter of a game, where a lot of these high school players don't try to or don't think about any other pass other than the overhead pass, something simple like a bounce pass, create the defense to be off balance and figure out ways to complete the intended pass. In the lane with the bucket is number 24 for Wilcox-Hildreth, Caitlin Bunger. She'll go to the line to shoot one more shot, and she just gave Wilcox-Hildreth a 12-11 lead with one more free throw pending. That foul went on number 22, Gracie Willis, and that's notable because that's number 2 on Willis, and she's been very active for the Shelton Bulldogs squad here in the first quarter. Bunger unable to connect on the first free throw, and Shelton will push the pace up the floor. Here's Cheney, half-court heave at the horn, and it does not go. It's just off to the right side, and after the first quarter of play, your score, the 8 seed Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons 12, and the number 1 seed in Class D2, the Shelton Bulldogs 11. The 8-seeded Wilcox-Hildreth squad with a 1-point lead as we go to the second quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first. Now is the time to get a glimpse into living and learning at Doane University through a personalized in-person or virtual visit. We know once you experience Doane, you'll see why it's a place where you can achieve your goals and shape your future. Schedule your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wilcox-Hildreth will have the basketball to start quarter number 2. They lead at 12-11 with 7:45 to go in the second quarter. Just underway here in quarter number 2 as Lieb has it on the top of the key. Now Bunger with it, passes right side here to Madison Sheen. She has it for Wilcox-Hildreth at the top of the key. Now gets it poked out of her hands, and Gracie Willis takes it away for the Shelton Bulldogs. Willis brings it across the timeline. Shelton on offense, pass into the right corner is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Wilcox-Hildreth, and so Shelton will keep possession of the basketball here. 7:25 to go second quarter. 12-11 is your score. Wilcox-Hildreth, the 8 seed, on top of the number 1 seed here in Class D2, the Shelton Bulldogs. Top of the key, left side now into the far corner. It goes through the hands of Gracie Willis and into the bench of Wilcox-Hildreth. Out of bounds, it'll go back to the Falcons. So 7:16 to play in the second quarter. 12-11 is your score. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by 1 over the Shelton Bulldogs. Top of the key, it's Bunger. Bunger passes left side to Lieb. Lieb uses the screen right from Bunger and dribbles to the top of the key. Now on the right wing, here is Madison Sheen with it. Top, Bunger. Bunger bounce pass inside, and ignoring the contact was number 24. That is Caitlin Bunger, able to finish with the right hand for Wilcox-Hildreth. And back the other way we go with Wilcox-Hildreth winning 14-11. 6:40 to go to tie the game. Willis can't connect on the three-point attempt, and it will be Wilcox-Hildreth basketball with 6:37 to play in the second quarter. The Falcons leading Shelton 14-11 here. Wilcox-Hildreth 1 for 1 behind the three-point line compared to Shelton 3 for 8. Shelton yet to attempt a free throw. Now it's going to be a backcourt violation as good defensive pressure there by Savannah Cheney of the Shelton defense as she was able to force Wilcox-Hildreth to dribble it off her leg and into the backcourt to commit that backcourt violation. It's 14-11. Shelton with the basketball working to the basket to our right here, early stages of the second quarter. On the left side, now back top of the key, passing right wing, it's Willis. Willis down low on the block, just outside the lane. Now in the left side here is Cheney, or rather Morgan for Shelton. She misses the floater, and Wilcox-Hildreth collects the defensive rebound. Crossing the timeline here is Bunger. Bunger dribbles top of the key near the perimeter. Now dribbles, passes out to Lieb. Back to Bunger. Bunger working on the right elbow. Looks around, extinguishes her dribble, passes back out. Lieb will try a three. Misses everything. Went too long on that one. And with 5:54 to go in the second quarter, Wilcox-Hildreth airballs the three, gives it back to Shelton, despite the Falcons leading Shelton by 3, 14-11. (14-11), 5:47 to play in the second quarter. 14-11, Wilcox-Hildreth on top of Shelton. Cross-court pass here is Shelton. The floater going to be blocked by Bunger. And up the floor, here we go with the Wilcox-Hildreth offense. Nobody stops ball. Great bounce pass inside, and the Falcons take a 16-11 lead on a nice layup by number 12, Madison Sheen. And Shelton looking for answers offensively as they have not scored in the last 4 minutes of game time. Down low in the paint, pass taken away by Wilcox-Hildreth, and a foul is going to be called on the Shelton Bulldogs. And a little bit of a frustration foul there as Shelton tried to get that loose ball back, and Wilcox-Hildreth draws the foul. (16-11) is your score. 5:10 to go in the second quarter. Pass top of the key as the Falcons, Bunger working right side into the corner, trying to drive baseline. We have a stoppage in play, and a blocking foul is going to be called on the Bulldogs defense. So for the Wilcox Falcons here, they'll have a baseline inbound underneath their bucket. 5:02 to go, second quarter. Wilcox, the Falcons up by 5, 16-11. They'll throw it over the top, and here's Bunger, right side. Number 12, Madison Sheen with it. She passes into the perimeter, and it'll be a carry violation as Wilcox turns it over offensively. Didn't know, looked like they could have gotten a blocking foul on that one. However, the ball carrier fell down to the hardwood, and so Shelton will now have the basketball going back the other way. They break the extended pressure of Wilcox. Now on the left side, it's Gracie Willis, top of the key. Here, Cheney. Now left side, back to Willis. Into the near corner, three-pointer on the way. And we have a whistle and a stoppage in play as the official down low in the paint called a 3-second violation. And so another turnover for Shelton, as that is Shelton's 5th turnover of the first half. Both sides with 5 turnovers through a quarter and a half of play. We're at 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth with a 16-11 lead. Bunger at the top of the key, passes it left side. Here's a three-pointer attempt on the way by Madison Sheen, just a tad short, but an offensive rebound by Caitlin Bunger. And we have a jump ball that's going to give the basketball back to the Shelton Bulldogs offense. 4:19 to play, second quarter, 16-11 is your score. Shelton with the basketball. Gracie Willis just gets it inbounded to her. Now she passes it back, and she'll get it right back. Now pass deflected, taken away by Wilcox-Hildreth in the lane. A layup is going to be fouled. Number 4 for the Falcons, Cameron Bunger, goes to the line to shoot 2 shots after she was fouled on the play. That foul goes on number 33 for the Shelton Bulldogs, Macy Willis. That's her second. So both Gracie Willis and Macy Willis both have 2 personal fouls for the Shelton Bulldogs. However, head coach for Shelton, Jeff Tober, not taking either one of them out to this point. Depth is obviously a luxury, especially at this level. We saw what the depth can do for a team like Lincoln North Star yesterday and their win in round 1. But ultimately, when you look at here in Class D1, D2, and you work your way down, depth not necessarily easy to come by with some of these smaller rosters. On the right side, as Wilcox leads it 17-11. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. Entry pass into no man's land. Nobody's home other than the defender. Bunger takes it away for the Falcons. The Falcons continue to force pressure and turnovers against the Shelton offense as Wilcox-Hildreth now has the top of the key. Stopping is Bunger. Now left side, it's Sheen. She just missed a 3 a moment ago for the Falcons. In the lane, she gets triple team. Back out to Bunger. Still 15 seconds on the possession here, 3:24 to go in the second quarter. In the lane, drawing contact, puts up a wild shot. Falcons unable to make that one, but the rebound is going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Shelton, and it'll stay on this end of the floor with the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons. 17-11 your score, 3:21 to go in the second quarter. The Falcons have the basketball up by 6. Sheen gets the inbound pass. Shelton playing defense, trying to get a stop, and Bunger's going to be fouled down low as she got double-teamed by the combination of Susanna Cheney and number 13, I believe. Rather, no, they're going to call it on Macy Willis, not 13. It was 33, Macy Willis, and that's now Willis's 3rd personal foul. Now they're going to have to take her out of the game, and Bunger misses the first free throw. So disappointing if you're Jeff Tober, the head coach for Shelton. You had to take out Macy Willis after she commits her 3rd personal foul. We still have 3:16 to go in the second quarter. The second free throw on the way. Bunger, she connects on that second one, so she goes 1 for 2 at the line, and Wilcox-Hildreth leads it 18-11. Shelton breaks the pressure of Wilcox-Hildreth. Now Gracie Willis on her right side. She also has 2 fouls. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's 18-11. Shelton looking for answers on offense. They have not scored yet in the second quarter, and we have a timeout called by Jeff Tober and the Shelton Bulldogs. 3 minutes on the dot. 18-11, the Falcons lead. Shelton will step aside, come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Out of the Shelton timeout, it'll be 18-11. Wilcox with the 7-point lead over the Bulldogs of Shelton. Shelton, the number 1 seed in Class D2, looking for answers here in the second quarter. Still scoreless here in period number 2. They've gone over 5 minutes without scoring. Here is Gracie Willis in the lane. Her shot blocked by Bunger, and the ball will go out of bounds. The last touch was on that block by Wilcox, and so Bunger swats that one out of bounds. That's her 3rd block today, and it'll be a baseline inbound for Shelton. Shelton to inbound. They get it into Cheney. Cheney with 7 on the possession. Cheney at the elbow, throws it underneath. Down low, the layup is good with the foul on the attempt by number 11, Jalen Branson. And Branson of Shelton will go right back to the free throw line and try to make the 3-point play. That foul goes on Caitlin Bunger. That is Bunger's first personal foul. 18-13. Wilcox, the Falcons, out in front by 5 over the Shelton Bulldogs. The free throw rather is good, and the three-point play is officially completed. It's now 18-14. 2:42 to play in the second quarter. 18-14, the Falcons leading Shelton here in the late stages of the first half. Bunger has it near the logo, passes it left side to Madison Sheen. Sheen for Wilcox, passes it now top of the key. Down low to Bunger. Bunger on the left elbow, tries to throw it high off the glass and is able to convert. It's now 20-14. These two teams, remember, played earlier in the season where Wilcox lost 42-28. Here they are up 20-14 with 2:10 to go in the second quarter. And great entry pass down low, and the layup is just missed. But we have a whistle and a foul called on the shot attempt, as that foul will go on number 24. They're going to put that one on Caitlin Bunger. That's number 2 on her. That's her second foul in as many possessions down the floor on the defensive side. Going back to the free throw line is going to be Jalen Branson. Branson hits the first one. High arcing shot. She drains it. One more free throw coming up for Shelton as they trail it 20-15 here with 2:08 to go in the second quarter. Second free throw for Branson on the way, and she drills it. It's 20-16 now. Wilcox, the 8 seed, on top of the 1 seed with 2:05 to play in the second quarter. 20-16, the Falcons on top of Shelton. Pass near the logo. Here is Bunger. She gives it off to Madison Sheen. Sheen bounces it to Bunger on the top of the key for Wilcox. Now Wilcox with it right side. Here is Sheen back to Bunger. Bunger on the right wing. Passes it now off to the other Bunger in the near corner. And the shot attempt is going to be swatted away and taken away by Shelton. Running on the other end of the floor, it's Cheney. Cheney passes it right side to Morgan. Back to Cheney. Here's Shelton working it around the perimeter. Ellie Gregg has been quiet the last couple of minutes. She drives baseline. Back to Cheney. Cheney on the left wing. Dribble drive. Pass over the top. Cross court. Almost went out of bounds, but it was able to be saved from going out of bounds by number 3, Morgan, for Shelton. Shelton passes it to Gregg. Gregg down low in the lane. Branson can't get the easy 2 to fall. And a nice strong rebound there by number 4 for Wilcox-Hildreth, Cameron Bunger. So here is the other Bunger, Madison Bunger. Working with it at the top of the key. They hand it off to Madison Sheen. Sheen with it, spinning around, working on Ellie Gregg. Almost lost the basketball for a moment and directly in front of us. We are under a minute to go, and an ill-advised pass is taken away by the Shelton defense. Pushing the pace, Shelton, and a quick cheap foul called against Madison Bunger, as that will be team foul number 3 on Wilcox-Hildreth. And with 47.5 to go in the second quarter, it's going to be 20-16. Shelton with the basketball still, a sideline inbound. 20-16 is your score, 47.5 on the game clock. Pass left side. On the left wing, it's Gracie Willis. Willis to Cheney. Back to Willis. Willis, shot fake, gets tripped up. Almost lost the basketball on the baseline. And now she does, as it'll be out of bounds. But they're going to say it was deflected. And it'll be Shelton basketball still. It happened on the clear opposite side of the floor than where I'm sitting. But they're going to say it was deflected out of bounds, and it's a baseline inbound for Shelton on their side of the floor. 32 on the game clock, 19 on the shot clock, and we got a blocking foul called against number 4 for Wilcox-Hildreth. That's against Cameron Bunger, the freshman. That will be her first personal foul. Four different sets of Bungers on this Wilcox-Hildreth team. They pass it right side to Shelton as they get it up top to Cheney now with 20 seconds on the game clock. The shot clock is dark with Wilcox leading 20-16. Here is Gracie Willis, top of the key, Cheney. Cheney drives in, tries to get it down low, unable to do so. Pass is intercepted. The Falcons will have the last shot of the first half, barring a foul. To Lieb for 3. Off back iron, too strong. Gracie Willis fights for the rebound. Offensive board for Wilcox-Hildreth. And the Falcons will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with 1.0 on the game clock here in the second quarter. So the Falcons with 2 free throws coming up, trying to extend this lead as they enter the halftime break. The free throw on the way is good by number 4, Cameron Bunger of the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons. Bunger, just a freshman, 5'7", averaging just 3.5 points per game. So far, she has 2. Another free throw coming up for Bunger, and she's unable to hit that one. The rebound goes into the hands of Shelton. There's the horn, and at the break, the 8 seed on top of number 1 seed Shelton. Wilcox-Hildreth leads at 21-16 as we enter the halftime break. We'll step aside for a few minutes, come back with some stat lines from that first half action in a game in Class D2 action from Pinnacle Bank Arena here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Attention! For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In game number 1 of day number 2 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, we got a good one on hand as the 8-seeded Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons lead it 21-16 over the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs here in Class D2. Over at the Devaney Center in Class C2 action at the half, the 8-seeded Guardian Angels Central Catholic squad leads Johnson Brock, who's the number 1 seed in Class C2. They lead them 27-18 at the break. And so how about that as a couple of upsets potentially brewing both here at Pinnacle Bank Arena and over at the Devaney Center. Some stat lines first from that first half for Wilcox-Hildreth. They had, evenly played ball game. And when you look at it on paper, no team really is leading the charge in any category, as we only have a 5-point ball game. But you look around, the leading scorer in that first half for the Falcons of Wilcox-Hildreth was number 32, Madison Bunger. She had 8 points. Number 12, Madison Sheen, had 5. Caitlin Bunger with 4 points. Cameron Bunger with 2. And Kara Bunger, that's right, all Bungers, with 2 points apiece as well to equal up their 21 points on the day. Wilcox-Hildreth shooting from the field 46.7% in that first half from beyond the three-point line. They've only attempted 4 of them, and they're 1 for 4 on the day. For the number 1 seeded Shelton Bulldogs, who trailed this one by 5 at the break, they were led in scoring by number 33, Macy Willis. However, Macy had to sit for the last 3 minutes of that second quarter because she picked up her 3rd personal foul. And when that is your leading scorer still, that's not a great sign for the Shelton squad, as they went 5 whole minutes in the second quarter without any points. They trailed 12-11 at the end of the first quarter, and in that second quarter really struggled just to find the bottom of the bucket, getting outscored by Wilcox-Hildreth 9-5 in period number 2. Another player that did not or was stepping up for the Shelton Bulldogs, Susanna Cheney had a couple of points. Erin Gregg had a couple of points as well. But you look around, and Macy Willis leads the team in rebounds with 4 on the day. Erin Gregg had 2 rebounds. And to this point, Gregg is really one of the bright spots. She stayed out of foul trouble, hasn't turned over the ball once, and she's knocked down a couple of 3-pointers. So once again, you look at the stat lines, and Wilcox-Hildreth with 7 turnovers, Shelton with 8, so it's pretty even there. But we got a good one on hand here. Wilcox-Hildreth with a 21-16 lead here in the final stages of halftime. When we come back, we will go ahead and start quarter number 3 and get you ready for the second half of action from Wilcox and Shelton right after this on at Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, Their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, out of halftime, it is 21-16 Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball to start. The Falcons up by 5 over the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs. So Wilcox-Hildreth will now work to the basket to our right once we get this basketball in play. We're still waiting. Still waiting. I'm not sure what the wait is. This game is, it's not like we're on TV. Okay, now we can play. Here we go. It's not like we're on TV today, so I didn't know what the plan was. All right, here we are. Top of the key. Here's Wilcox-Hildreth with it. 21-16. They lead it by 5. Bunger has it on the left elbow, and she turns around. She'll pop the jumper, and it just rattles out. No good. Rebounded by Shelton, and a jump ball is going to be called. And the possession arrow keeps it with the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons. Rather, no, they did not switch the possession arrow. It's going to go to Shelton. Jeez Louise. Okay, a little bumpy to start the third quarter. Hand up. That's on me. Here we go. As Wilcox-Hildreth has it 21-16, 7 minutes, 39 seconds to go. Third quarter. Here comes Shelton on offense, down by 5. They only scored 5 points the entire second quarter as Gracie Willis has it, top of the key, now left side Cheney. Cheney had a look at a three-point opportunity. Now throws it cross-court on the other side of the block, and we have a foul and a defensive foul on Wilcox-Hildreth coming up in just a second. As that was on the floor, so it would be a baseline inbound underneath the Shelton hoop. As they're looking to inbound, they get it into the elbow. Here's Ellie Gregg in the lane. She misses the wide-open layup and the defensive rebound until Ellie Gregg takes it right back for Shelton on offense. So Shelton has another crack at it. In the lane, Macy Willis up off the glass, and it falls. Shelton draws within 3, 21-18 against Wilcox-Hildreth. Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball. On the top of the key here is Madison Bunger. She led the team in scoring in the first half. Here now Lieb with it on the right wing. Here comes Madison Sheen. Sheen with the top of the key to Madison Bunger. Madison Bunger working against the defender, Macy Willis, with those 3 fouls. We'll see if Wilcox-Hildreth tries to exploit that here in the second half as the layup is missed. Another opportunity with the foul. Caitlin Bunger puts it up and in, draws the contact, and will go to the line to shoot one more shot. Caitlin Bunger with another and one opportunity coming with 6:42 to go in the third quarter as Wilcox-Hildreth leads by 5. Caitlin Bunger will try to make it 6. The free throw on the way, and it's good. It's a 24-18 ball game. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth with the on defense. Shelton has the basketball. They have it left side. Shelton passes it top of the key near the logo. It's number 10, Susanna Cheney. Now onto the left wing to Ellie Morgan. Back to Cheney. Cheney throws back to Morgan on the left side. Down low on the block. Ellie Gregg working on Madison Bunger. Turns around. The jumper no good. Offensive board, Macy Willis. She tried to lean into contact, and her shot is blocked. Going the other way, here comes Wilcox-Hildreth. As Madison Sheen has it on the right side. Now gives to Madison Bunger. Bunger left side to Lieb. Lieb working. Now right wing, Caitlin Bunger. Bunger hands it off to number 10, that is Kara Bunger. In the lane, Kara Bunger off the glass, and it's an 8-point Wilcox-Hildreth lead at 26-18 with 5:48 to play in the third quarter. 8-seeded Wilcox-Hildreth trying to get the upset. They still got a quarter and a half of basketball to play against number 1 seed Shelton. Shelton, cross-court pass to number 3, that is Ellie Morgan. She drives in, picks up her dribble. Throws it out left wing. Susanna Cheney, cross-court pass to Gracie Willis. Willis looking around. 10 seconds on the possession. Ellie Morgan pops the 3, and she drains it. A massive three-pointer by Ellie Morgan with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the floor, and it's charged to the Shelton Bulldogs. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
(26-21), 5:23 to go in the third quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball. They lead it by 5 out of the Shelton timeout. Couple of potential upsets brewing here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, but then also at Devaney as the 8-seeded Guardian Angels Central Catholic squad has a 13-point lead on Johnson Brock in Class C2. But back here at PBA, we have a foul on the floor charged to the Shelton defense. That will be the second team foul of the quarter on Shelton. Gracie Willis back into the game for the Shelton Bulldogs. 5:08 to play third quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth has the basketball. Left side, it's Cheyenne Lieb. Lieb with it, gives it to Madison Bunger. We're inside 5 minutes to go in the third. Bunger hands it off to the other Bunger on the left side. Kara now to Madison. Madison working for Wilcox-Hildreth on offense. She picks up her dribble looking for help. Finds Kara Bunger. She splits through a double team in the lane, and she gets the layup to go. A nice take by Kara Bunger, the 6-foot senior that averages 8 points a game, gives Wilcox-Hildreth a 7-point lead. It's 28-21 over Shelton. Shelton with the basketball on the right side. Here is Ellie Morgan. Morgan passes left side to Gracie Willis. Willis now top of the key, looking cross court. Back to Morgan they go. She takes one dribble in, throws it into the block. Cross court pass onto the near corner. 3-ball Gracie Willis wide open, and she connects. It's a 28-24 ball game. Great job by Gracie Willis. A better find by number 11 for Shelton, Jalen Branson. As she had the ball on the block in the paint, she was able to spin around and see that Gracie Willis was wide open in the near corner. Here comes Wilcox-Hildreth. Bunger with it in the far corner. She looks around, hesitates, Dribbles it back out to the perimeter, gives to Caitlin Bunger. Bunger with it now right side to Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger drives center of the lane for Wilcox-Hildreth, and a floater is missed off back iron. Shelton comes back, and they're going to be on offense, trailing by 4. 3:35 to play, third quarter, 28-24. Wilcox-Hildreth on defense with the lead. Shelton with the basketball. Throw down into the paint is going to be deflected, taken away by Madison Bunger, and she almost got called for a jump ball. Now there is a whistle, and a timeout is going to be charged to Wilcox-Hildreth with 3:24 to go in the third. It is a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well for 30 seconds. Come back right after this from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. High school broadcast brought to you by our friends at Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Learn more at nextagrealestate.com. Your score, 3:24 to go in the third quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth leads it 28-24 over the number 1 seed in Class D2, the Shelton Bulldogs, as the smell of popcorn filling the air here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. I don't know who walked by, who's popping it, but somebody got it with extra butter. 3:21 to go in the third quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball out of the Falcons' timeout. The Falcons on offense for Wilcox-Hildreth as they give it to Caitlin Bunger, and she traveled with it as she tried to shot fake and then dribble drive on the right side, turns it over, and Wilcox-Hildreth will have to play some defense, get a stop defensively up by 4 with 3:12 to go in the third quarter. Here on the near side, Macy Willis. Macy Willis passes it to Ellie Morgan, now to Gracie Willis. Gracie Willis steps back. She'll pop the 3, blocked from behind. A great closeout by Madison Sheed of the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons, and they get that much-needed stop, still leading by 4 as Wilcox-Hildreth. On the left side, it's Bunger. Bunger now to Sheed, back to Bunger. Bunger, this is number 4, Cameron Bunger, and she is fouled defensively by number 15 of Shelton, Erin Gregg. 2:44 to play, third quarter, 28-24 is your score. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by 4 over the Shelton Bulldogs. It's been a relatively clean game for the most part. Turnovers could probably be a little bit lower if you ask both head coaches, but in terms of fouls, and I knock on wood when I say this, in terms of fouls, it's been a relatively quick-paced game, but looks like Wilcox-Hildreth doesn't have much going on offense, and head coach Cody Whipkey, wants to call a timeout and talk things over. It's the 30-second timeout, so we'll go ahead and we'll keep it here for the time being. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln with brands like Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, and more. You can check out their inventory at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80 in North Lincoln. 28-24 your score, 2:37 to play in the third quarter while we have a stoppage in play and wrap up this timeout by Wilcox-Hildreth. I'll tell you about the games that are coming up in just a few moments. After this one, we'll have about a 20-minute break, and we're scheduled for a 10:45 a.m. tip-off between number 4 seed Dorchester and number 5 seed Silver Lake. And then we'll have our extended break before we turn our attention to Class B action this afternoon with Norris and Scott kicking us off at 1:30 p.m. Here's Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball. 2:32 to go in the third quarter. 28-24, the Falcons lead Shelton. Here on the top of the key, it's Bunger. Passing it left side. Here's Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger on a pick and roll play. Gets it to the other Bunger and able to hit it in. Cameron Bunger. She connects from the left side of the rim. It's 30-24 now. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll stay with Shelton after a little bit of a sigh of relief. If you're Shelton, almost turned that one over. It is 30-24. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. Shelton will bring it across the timeline, passing it right side. Now down low in the free throw line, it's Greg. Inside out game as Ellie Morgan has it in the far corner behind the three-point line. She throws it top of the perimeter. Here is Susanna Cheney, and we have a foul called on the defense against Wilcox-Hildreth. So it'll be a sideline inbound here for Shelton in just a moment. Wilcox-Hildreth on defense leading by 6, 30-24 with 1:57 to play in the third quarter. Sideline inbound here for Shelton. As they inbound it directly in front of us, they get it into Susanna Cheney. The junior guard has it top of the key near the logo. Passes left side to Ellie Gregg. Back to Cheney. Cheney steps in, now thinks about it again and passes off. Gregg, mid-range jumper, just a tad strong. And the defensive rebound cleared by Wilcox-Hildreth. And that is Bunger on the defensive rebound. Here comes Kara Bunger. Her pass deflected, but Madison Bunger gets it back. Gives it back to Kara. Kara into the corner. Lieb with the three. She connects. It's a 9-point lead for Wilcox-Hildreth. 33-24 with 1:26 to play in the third quarter. The 8-seeded Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons on top of the 1-seed Shelton Bulldogs here. Late stages, third period, as in the lane. A layup by Greg, that is number 11, I believe. No, number 13. Okay, third time's a charm. 13, Casey Tompkin went up strong with it, missed the layup, but drew the foul. The foul goes on number 10 for Wilcox-Hildreth. That is Kara Bunger, and she will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. .116 to go, third quarter, 33-24. Your score, Wilcox-Hildreth out in front of Shelton by 9. The second free throw is good, and so Shelton goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe on that trip. It's now 33-25. Wilcox-Hildreth has hit 5 of their last 6 shots. And that's helped them build this 8-point lead that they currently hold. 33-25 is your score. Kara Bunger with it, top of the key. Now right side to Cheyenne Lieb. Lieb with it, steps in, kicks out. Top of the key, Madison Bunger. Bunger down low, working. Caitlin Bunger, left-handed finish. It sat on the rim for a moment, but then dropped and tickled the twine. Here we go, folks. 35-25. It's a 10-point ball game. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. 35-25, Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by double digits for the first time tonight. Here in the right side, here's Ellie Morgan down low. The layup off the glass, and Shelton answers on a nice finish by Jalen Branson. Shelton trails by 8 to Wilcox-Hildreth. 31 seconds to go in the third quarter. Maybe a second and a half differential between the shot clock and the game clock. On the right side, Caitlin Bunger bounces it top of the key. Madison Bunger. Bunger looking right, looking left. Now passes off to Kara Bunger. Bunger in the lane. Turns around, pivots. Madison Bunger wide open 3. Just too strong. Rebound fought for and corralled by Shelton and Jalen Branson. Here comes Shelton with 9 on the game clock. Cheney, right side, Gracie Willis for 3. No good. Offensive rebound tipped out of the hands of Shelton, and a foul is going to be called on Wilcox-Hildreth. With 3.5 on the game clock, Shelton's going to get a baseline inbound underneath their basket. 3.5 on the game clock here in the third quarter. It's 35-27. Wilcox-Hildreth on top of the Shelton Bulldogs. Madison Sheed checks in for Wilcox-Hildreth. Also into the game for Shelton is Ellie Gregg as Jalen Branson takes a seat. Shelton has 3.5 seconds to work with at the end of the third quarter. They throw it over the top. Cheney pivots in the lane. Her shot blocked by Bunger. There's the horn. And after 3 quarters of play, your score, the 8 seed in Class D2, Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons on top of the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs, 35-27 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go, folks. 35-27 as we begin quarter number 4. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by 8 over the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs, 35-27. It will be Wilcox-Hildreth basketball to start here in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game will get the winner of Dorchester and Silver Lake to come at 10:45 a.m. approximately. The semifinal for this matchup will happen tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Left side in the lane, Bunger. She gets it to go. It's 37-27. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by 10 again. Shelton needing to go quick. 7:42 to go in the fourth quarter, down by 10. Ellie Morgan into the corner. Gracie Willis, shot fake. Kept her left foot as her pivot in the lane. Kicks it back out. Morgan, 3-ball left side. Off back iron, and the rebound corralled in the midst of 3 Shelton jerseys by Wilcox-Hildreth's Madison Bunger. Now Kara Bunger will bring it across the timeline. She gets picked up by Morgan defensively. Gives it to Madison Bunger. Bunger back to Kara Bunger. She takes the screen right. Now throws it back on the pick and roll. Inside the perimeter. Turns around. Kara Bunger with it on the left wing right in front of head coach Cody Whipke and the Wilcox-Hildreth bench. On the right side now, Madison Sheed with it. She dribbles top of the key. 6 seconds on the possession. Bounce pass. Kara Bunger down low. Pass tipped away. Taken away. Shelton gets the turnover. Going back the other way, here comes Shelton. The Bulldogs in transition. Kicks it to Ellie Morgan. Now to number 10, that is Susanna Cheney. Right side Morgan. Cross-court pass overhead to Gracie Willis. Gracie Willis kept her right foot as her pivot. She almost traveled, though. One-handed pass way out of reach, and it's going to go out of bounds for Shelton. And the Falcons' defense of Wilcox-Hildreth create another turnover. Nice disciplined defense there by Wilcox-Hildreth. And they still hold on to a 10-point lead, 37-27, with 6.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Here is Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger fakes right, now goes left, gives it to Madison Bunger. On the left side, it's Madison Sheed. She dribbles it off her leg. Kara Bunger able to save it. Back to Madison Sheed. The ball is still loose. Madison Bunger now with it on the left wing. Into the far corner. Sheed with it for the Falcons offense of Wilcox-Hildreth. Down low, trying to get in the post. And Bunger can't hit the layup. Gets her own miss. Puts it back with the foul. And it's 39-27 with 1 free throw pending for Wilcox-Hildreth and Madison Bunger. Madison Bunger on the offensive glass puts back her own miss. Is able to convert, and she gets fouled on the second effort. It's now 39-27. Wilcox-Hildreth can make it a 13-point ball game if Madison Bunger hits this free throw, and she does. It's 40-27. Wilcox-Hildreth, the 8 seed on top of the 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs by 13 here in the final 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. 5:57 to play, fourth quarter here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Ellie Morgan in the lane, tough shot. She's fouled. And Morgan will go to the line to shoot 2 shots here in just a moment. It's 40-27. Madison Bunger with 11 points for Wilcox-Hildreth. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. While Caitlin Bunger, 4 for 4 shooting, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Ellie Morgan misses the first free throw for Shelton. One more coming up. The second free throw for Ellie Morgan is good. It's 40-28 now as Shelton on the day 5 for 7 from the free throw line. Here, top of the key, it's Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger with it, looking for help, gets it to Madison Bunger. Now it's poked away from her. Ellie Morgan gets the steal for Shelton, pushing the pace. It's a 2-on-2 break. Morgan, layup, short, offensive rebound. Shelton put back, can't get it to go. Kara Bunger with the defensive rebound for Wilcox-Hildreth. 2 looks right on the doorstep for the Shelton Bulldogs, unable to convert either one, and Wilcox-Hildreth catches a break. Here's Cheyenne Lieb with it top of the key, getting harassed by the defender, Susanna Cheney, and she's fouled by Cheney 30 feet away from the bucket. That's going to be Cheney's second on on Shelton. Shelton 28, Wilcox-Hildreth 40. It's a 12-point Wilcox-Hildreth lead. Cheyenne Lieb gives it to Madison Bunger. Bunger with it on the left side. Gets it to Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger, top of the key. Caitlin Bunger. Down low, Madison Bunger on the doorstep, and she drills the layup. It's good from the left side of the rim. Now a 14-point lead. Wilcox-Hildreth's biggest lead of the day. Up the floor, Ellie Morgan. Morgan with it, top of the key. Wilcox-Hildreth 18-8 on the season. Shelton 25-1. Now Ellie Gregg, she'll try a three-point attempt. It bounces off the front rim. Offensive board, put back, no good. Bodies on the floor, and we have a foul called on the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons as they're going to get, I believe, Caitlin Bunger. No, they're going to get number 32, Madison Bunger. That is her fourth personal foul. So Madison Bunger now with 4 personals. As at the line, the Shelton Bulldogs able to hit the first one. So at the line right now is number 13 for Shelton, Casey Tompkin, the 5'9 senior, and she's able to hit both free throws. It's 42-30, 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. A couple of substitutions late. A little bit of confusion. And okay, now we're ready to go. So here across the timeline, here's Wilcox-Hildreth. Kara Bunger with it, gives it to number 4, Cameron Bunger. Bunger gives it to Madison Sheed, passes it right side to Caitlin Bunger. Bunger with it, top of the key. They pulled Madison Bunger out with those 4 fouls, by the way, did Wilcox-Hildreth. Top of the key. Now left side, Caitlin Bunger. Shot fake from three-point line, stands in at the elbow. Jumper on the way, no good, off back iron, too strong. And the defensive glass cleared up by the Shelton Bulldogs defense. Here comes Cheney. Cheney pushing the pace in the lane. The layup no good, but she is fouled by the Wilcox-Hildreth defense. And they're going to get number 24. That is going to be Caitlin Bunger's third personal foul. (42-30) your score, 3:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front by 12, and we'll keep it at 12 as Susanna Cheney misses the first free throw. (3:59 to play, fourth quarter. Second free throw on the way for Cheney. She fires away, and it's no good, rattles out, and we're going to have a lane violation on number 10 for Wilcox-Hildreth, Kara Bunger. And so Cheney going to get another crack at it. Cheney throws a little wrench into the traditional free throw style. She kind of squats down real low as she gets ready to shoot. And so as she started her motion, Kara Bunger stepped into the lane, and it's a lane violation. The second free throw for Cheney was good, and we have a timeout on the floor charged to the Shelton Bulldogs. They trail it 42-30 to Wilcox-Hildreth here in the Class D2 quarterfinal game on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
42-31 is your score. 3:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilcox-Hildreth leads it by 11. Nick Sainert with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena, back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Here's Cheyenne Lieb with it, top of the key. Her pass almost taken away, but tracked down in the backcourt by the Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons offense. And we have a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to give it to the Shelton offense. So a nice job defensively. Wilcox-Hildreth wanted a defensive foul there against the Shelton Bulldogs, but the officials deemed that it was a jump ball instead. 3:37 to go. You have a feeling this one might not be done just yet, as Shelton has it on the right wing. Working with it is Gracie Willis. Now left side, it's Morgan. Morgan to Greg. Greg fires the three from the corner, and she drains it. Back to a single-digit game. It's 42-34 with 3:18 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Kara Bunger. Bunger working closely against Ellie Morgan, the defender, as she crosses the timeline. Morgan now to Cheyenne Lieb. Lieb picks up her dribble, looking for help, gets it to Bunger at the top of the key. Bunger guarded by Greg. The defensive intensity starting to ramp up for the Shelton Bulldogs. That pass tipped away, taken away. Ellie Morgan going the other way for Shelton. Shelton, jump stop, layup, good. It's a 6-point ball game. And I believe Wilcox-Hildreth wants a timeout. They do. It's 42-36. A 14-point lead has dwindled to just 6 on an 8-0 run by the Shelton Bulldogs over the last 1 minute and 46 seconds. Pair that with a Wilcox-Hildreth scoring drought spanning over 3 minutes and 9 seconds of game time. And that is how you see a 14-point lead shrink to just a 6-point differential. 42-36 Wilcox-Hildreth on top of the Shelton Bulldogs. By the way, folks, Doane University, you can discover your life's passion is easier with options. Choose from over 40 undergraduate majors and 9 graduate programs only at Doane University, doane.edu. 2:47 to play, fourth quarter, 42-36 is your score. Don't forget, we'll have Dorchester and Silver Lake coming up after this one at about 10:45 approximately. Might be a little bit behind schedule. 2:47 to go in the fourth quarter, 42-36 is your score. Wilcox-Hildreth with the basketball. Kara Bunger with it, crossing the timeline. Kara Bunger. Madison Bunger is back into the game with those 4 personal fouls for Wilcox-Hildreth. Top of the key, Bunger. Left side, Madison Sheed. Sheed with 2.5 to play in the ball game. 18 seconds on the possession. They get it to Madison Bunger for the Wilcox-Hildreth offense. Now Kara Bunger, spin move at the elbow. Great move. Jump fake. Now passes back out. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kara Bunger, top of the key. Jumper on the way. Got it! Kara Bunger, 44-36. A big shot late in the possession. And it's with 2:08 to go. Shelton has the basketball. Left side. Cross-court pass, Ellie Morgan. Morgan gets double-teamed. Now to Cheney. Left side, 3-ball. Gracie Willis on the way. Just a tad short. And a big, strong rebound by Madison Bunger, who passes it off to Kara Bunger. Kara Bunger gets double-teamed. Passes out of it to Madison Bunger. They need a couple of seconds, and they will have it across the timeline with just 1 second to spare on the 10-second violation opportunity for Shelton. Here's Kara Bunger in the lane. Puts up a contested shot. Tipped around. Lieb gets it back. Up top to Caitlin Bunger. Down low to Madison Bunger. She steps through. Nowhere to shoot. Now out to Lieb. 7 on the possession. 1:27 to play in the ballgame. Lieb gets it stripped away from her by Ellie Morgan. Here comes Shelton the other way with 1:21 to play in the fourth quarter. Shelton needs a bucket. They get it down low. Into the lane. Layup falls. And we have a Shelton Bulldog timeout with 1:15 to play in the fourth quarter. And a 44-38 Wilcox-Hildreth lead over the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs. It is a full timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What a way to start day number 2 here on quarterfinal Thursday, as it's 44-38 your score. The 8 seed in Class D2, Wilcox-Hildreth Falcons, on top of the 1 seed, Shelton Bulldogs, 44-38. 1 minute, 15 seconds show on the game clock. It'll be Wilcox-Hildreth basketball. They will be able to run the baseline if Cheyenne Lieb decides to. Cheyenne Lieb to inbound. They get it into Kara Bunger, who will dribble it a couple of times, throw it towards the middle of the floor, and hesitates. Great job breaking the press by Kara Bunger. She almost got it poked away, but Madison Bunger gives it right back to Kara Bunger. 1 minute, 2 seconds to play. Caitlin Bunger, and she's going to be fouled by Shelton defensively, and that is the 3rd team foul on Shelton with exactly 60 seconds to play. Still 44-38 as Wilcox-Hildreth trying to upset Shelton. They get it inbounds to Madison Bunger. Bunger, top of the key. Lieb, she's going to be fouled from behind by number 33. That is Macy Willis. That is number 4 on Macy Willis of Shelton. Wilcox-Hildreth on the day, 8 of 13 from the free throw line. They will be in the bonus with the next Shelton foul. Sideline inbound here for the Falcons of Wilcox-Hildreth. Almost a backcourt violation, and it was, as Caitlin Bunger straddled the line, the half-court line, and moved her pivot foot to where the other foot was then behind the line. That's a good call, as that's a backcourt violation on Wilcox-Hildreth. So an costly turnover. Wilcox-Hildreth with 4 turnovers the last 4 minutes of game time. Here's Susanna Cheney, left side Ellie Morgan, back to Cheney, 50 on the game clock, into the corner, to Morgan, 3 ball on the way, good line, and it rattles around a couple of times. Madison Bunger with the defensive rebound, and she is fouled immediately with 39.7 on the game clock. Ellie Morgan of Shelton shot that directly in my sight of the bucket, and it looked like it was right on line. It looked real good, and it rattled around the rim. It sat high in the air, bounced off the backboard, off the front iron, and then ultimately into the hands of the Wilcox-Hildreth defender, Madison Bunger. So we're having a conversation. We're having a conversation with the referees. Not sure what the debate is. As it stands, Bunger's going to be at the free throw line. Once again, Shelton, the number 1 seed in Class D2. Okay, so now I see what it is. They're going to put, there was 37.2 seconds on the game clock. They're going to reset the game clock and add 2.8 seconds. So they're going to say put 40 seconds on the game clock. So it'll be 44-38 with 40 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Your score, the Shelton Bulldogs trail by 6, 44-38 to Wilcox-Hildreth. They have to get shot clock all figured out here as well. 44-38 your score. Oh, we're ready to go now. They called the teams to the huddle because it was going to take a second. But it looks like we got it all sorted out. And they're going to call teams back from their benches. So just to reset, we just lost the entire scoreboard here. But just to reset, it is 44-38 with 40 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Madison Bunger at the line for Wilcox-Hildreth. No good on the first. Wilcox-Hildreth, 8 for 14 on the day. Madison Bunger by herself, 5 for 8 now from the charity stripe. 44-38 your score. One more free throw coming up for Madison Bunger. She drills it. She now has 14 points on the day 6 of those 14 have come from the free throw line. (45-38). Pass to Ellie Morgan. Here's Shelton. Shelton needing a bucket, quick one. And the layup is good for Ellie Morgan, and a quick timeout charged to the Shelton Bulldogs. Nice take by Ellie Morgan. It's going to be a timeout on the floor. Let's step aside 30 seconds. Be right back from 93.7 The Ticket.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. 34.4 on the game clock. It's 45-40. Wilcox-Hildreth out in front. They inbounded to Madison Bunger. She's immediately double teamed. She's trying to dribble out of it, and now a foul is going to be called against the Shelton defense. Wilcox-Hildreth will go to the line to try to extend their 5-point lead. 45-40 it currently stands. Foul goes on Susanna Cheney. That's her third. 45-40. While Madison Bunger is at the line to shoot 2 free throws. The first one on the way, no good. 45-40. Shelton content with extending this game for as long as they need to. Madison Bunger, the free throw on the way. It's good. (46-40). 30.4 on the game clock. Wilcox-Hildreth trying to upset number 1 seed Shelton. Here's Susanna Cheney now across the court. It goes to Willis. Willis for Shelton. Kicks it out. It goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover as Shelton turns it over, and Wilcox-Hildreth is 22.7 seconds away from upsetting Shelton. Sideline inbound here for Wilcox-Hildreth. They're looking down the floor. They get it to Lieb. Lieb is going to be harassed by Cheney, and now she's fouled with 18.8 on the game clock, and Cheyenne Lieb will go to the line to shoot 2 for Wilcox-Hildreth. Lieb's first free throw is good. 47-40. 18.8 on the game clock. And we have a quick sub for Wilcox-Hildreth. Cameron Bunger subs in. Madison Sheed sits down. 4 of the 5 players with the last name Bunger on the floor right now for Wilcox-Hildreth. Here's the defensive rebound off the missed 3 free throw. Up the floor to Ellie Morgan. Morgan shoots the 3 off the glass. No good. Defensive rebound. Bunger. She's fouled. 47-40. Wilcox-Hildreth looks to be able to hang on with 9.2 on the game clock. They're on top of number 1 seed Shelton. Madison Bunger at the line to shoot 2 free throws. She can extend it to a 9-point lead if she can convert both of these. 9.2 seconds on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. And it's good. 48-40. Head coach Cody Whipke looks on, instructing players what they want to do. No fouls. We have a last-minute sub for Shelton as number 13, Casey Tompkins, subs in. The second free throw for Bunger is also good. 49-40, 9 seconds to go until this one's final. Pass up the floor. Ellie Gregg to Tompkin, the senior, for 3. Can't connect. There's the horn. Your final score, the 8 seed does the upset, 49-40. over the number 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs. Wilcox-Hildreth advances to the Class D2 semifinal matchup tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at the Devaney Center. They win it 49-40 over the Shelton Bulldogs. Shelton comes up short, and the 1 seed in Class D2 has been upset with Wilcox-Hildreth in 49-40 fashion. They'll await the winner. Cody Whipkery pumps his fist towards the fans, and Wilcox-Hildreth is able to punch their ticket to the Class D2 state semifinals tomorrow night. They win it 49-40 over the Shelton Bulldogs. And next up, they'll await the winner of our 4-5 game, the 4 seed Dorchester Longhorns at 23-2 against the Silver Lake Mustangs and their 21-4 record. They will tip off here in a little over 20 minutes, and you can hear that one right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Nick Sainert for now saying so long. Wilcox-Hildreth gets the upset over the 1 seed Shelton Bulldogs 49-40. We'll send it back to our studios. Bach, Austin, and the guys back there will hold it over until we bring it back out to Pinnacle Bank Arena in less than 20 minutes.
Attention. For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "You have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank. Personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with yourself for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Jake Bachman back at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios with you here as we are in between games. We are awaiting the next game at Pinnacle Bank Arena, which will be Dorchester and Silver Lake. That will be the 4 seed against the 5 seed here. Tip-off set for around 10:45. We'll wait and hear from Nick and see when exactly that might get going, as the Shelton Wilcox-Hildreth game might have went a little long, but not too long for Wilcox-Hildreth. They're happy one way or the other as the 8 seed knocks off the 1 seed 49-40 to move on, and they will anxiously await the winner of this Dorchester Silver Lake game. It is so far been a day of upsets, and I say so far, they've only played 2 games at Pinnacle Bank Arena and at the Devaney Sports Center. And there's been 2 upsets of the 8 seed beating the 1 seed variety. Of course, I just talked about Wilcox-Hildreth, which Nick had the call on over there over Shelton. But also in Class C2 over at Devaney, GACC, the 8 seed, upended the 1 seed Johnson Brock 53-38. So a big day so far of upsets. We'll see. It should be exciting moving forward here. Plenty to kind of break down from what we've seen so far at with some of these other games that we've had. I can go ahead and give you the scores from yesterday's game. We'll start in games, I should say. We'll start with yesterday's games. Millard West in Millard South. Millard West with a 56-33 win over Millard South to move on. They will play a Lincoln North Star, who beat Omaha Westview 47-42. And then in Class A as well, Millard North with a 42-40 victory over Omaha Westside. They move on to take on Bellevue East, who beat Bellevue West 61-49. We'll go over to Class B. That's where we have some of our games today, and they will be right here on 93.7 The Ticket. The 1 seed, Omaha Skutt at 25-1, will take on the 8 seed Norris, who is 16-8 going into that game. That game will be at 1:30 today at Pinnacle Bank Arena and here on 93.7 The Ticket. Then you have the 4 seed Bennington and the 5 seed Sydney. That game will be played at 3:15 today. They, of course, will play the winner of Omaha Skutt and Norris. The 2 seed in the Class B bracket is Lincoln Pius, who comes in with a 22-4 record. They'll take on the 7 seed Gretna East as part of our nightcap here tonight at 6 p.m. from Pinnacle Bank Arena, once again here on 93.7 The Ticket. And the winner of that game will take on Waverly and York. The winner of Waverly and York, I should say, which is the nightcap, 7:45, Pinnacle Bank Arena, right here on 93.7 The Ticket as well. Both teams entering that game with 3 losses on the season. Waverly at 20-3 and York at 23-3. Class C1 action from yesterday. We can catch you up on the scores there. Lincoln Christian stays undefeated with a 60-45 win over the 8-seed North Bend. The 4-seed Gothenburg does beat the 5-seed Bridgeport 69-51. Just Bridgeport's second loss on the season, but it is after all tournament play, so their season comes to an end. The 2-seed Minden, they moved on with a 42-37 win over Scotus CC. And then the 3-seed Milford also beat Arlington yesterday, 61-40 in Class C1. We already mentioned Class C2. The upset so far, GACC with a 53-38 win over the 1-seed Johnson Brock. So GACC will await the winner of Elkhorn Valley in Cross County, which will play at 10:45 over there at Devaney. Also in Class C2 today from Devaney, the 2-seed Crofton enters with a 23-3 record against the 7-seed Utan, who comes in at 18-6. The winner of that game will play the winner of the 3-seed Oakland Craig and the 6-seed Homer. Homer 24-2, Oakland Craig 23-3 on the season. Jumping over to Class D1, we did have plenty of games yesterday to go through here, as we do have our semifinals set. The number 1 seed Pender beat House Dodge 64-45. They will take on Alma, who defeated Superior 42-36. Of course, both those games were here on 93.7 The Ticket. On the other side of the bracket, the 2-seed Elm Creek beat Diller Odell 60-44. They move on to take on Cedar Catholic, who got the upset over Southwest 54-27. Class D2, we of course just had the game called Wilcox-Hildreth, with a victory over Shelton 49-40. The upset, they move on to take on the winner of Dorchester and Silver Lake, which again will be tipping off here shortly from Pinnacle Bank Arena and here on 93.7 The Ticket. The 2-seed FCSH will take on Anselmo Mema, tonight from Devaney at 6 o'clock, while the 3-seed St. Mary's at 24-2 will take on Archangels Catholic at 7:45. Just a couple other news and notes we get here before we send it back out to Nick Sainert for that call. Kind of some interesting stuff, I suppose, going on for Nebraska women's basketball. They also have a game today. They'll take on Illinois at 5:30 on BTN. Nebraska did earn themselves this game as they beat Rutgers 84-60 in their first game in the Big Ten tournament yesterday to improve to 20-10 on the year. Nebraska did lose their only meeting with Illinois this year at Illinois, 77-68, not too long ago, February 16th. So we'll see if they can get payback for that and move on and get some postseason magic going here for the Lady Huskers. Some other news in the NFL. Joey Bosa released after 9 years with the Chargers. The 5-time Pro Bowler has been banged up a little bit the last couple of years. Had double-digit sacks in 4 of his first 6 seasons, but hasn't hit that mark since 2021. Maybe injuries playing a little bit into that, but that was more of a money move for the Chargers. Also, the Cleveland Browns making some money moves themselves. They've restructured Deshaun Watson's deal to be cap compliant here. The Watson is expected to miss part of the upcoming season, and Cleveland is expected to be a little bit active here in free agency and maybe pick up a quarterback there. Maybe don't have the most faith in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, or just want to have somebody compete with him. I'm a big fan of DTR, so we'll see what they do there. Being a fan of him is one thing. To put the whole franchise in his hands might be a little bit of another. But in any case, that'll wrap up our in-between segments here. We will get ready for our next game out from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert is waiting for the call. Again, in our first game, we did have Wilcox-Hildreth get the upset victory over Shelton. And now we will look at, so now they wait, for the winner of Dorchester and Silver Lake. Once again, we'll have that coming to you here on the other side of this break on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal